Hi. Okay, so this is the second video now. We are going to explain about the two different installation methods that you have with the GL systems, also with the GTs, but it's a bit more crucial for the GLs. I'll show you why in a second. And the key ingredient for this is the multi-chute. Again, only Green Lou does this. You may think that's a bit of an odd shape. It all has a function. Let me show you the first installation option, which is used for if you have a very little space under your building. For that installation option, we will be using the top of the chute, not the other part here, and I'll show you in a second why and how. So this here is 450 millimeters, which is really the lowest you can get with any split system. Be aware, if you look at split systems, that when people give you the dimensions and they say 450, usually they require you to lift the lid up to get the bin out, so they actually need more space than the 450 that they say, but I'll show you that again in a second. So this is the only installation where you can really get slide right under a 450 mil space. What you do, I'll show you how you exchange the container. So you start off by turning your fan off, undoing your vent pipe, you put this aside, you disconnect your excess liquid drain pipe out there. Obviously, again, a mock-up, it should be about 1.5 meters long, and you put your bung on so that nothing can come in or go out of there. And then when it comes to the exchange of the container, the little secret we have here are these two timber rails. They are like this underneath, and they create a channel, and that channel is utilized by the top part of this chute, which you can see now why it's shaped like this. So that goes into the channel, and as you can see, we're only using a very small bit of the chute. Obviously we're supplying you with a long part because different installations vary greatly, of course. And so very simple, when this comes out, you undo your over center latches and you undo the slide lock at the back there, put the solid lid on, put it aside to compost, put this lid onto your empty container now. The center latches, put that back in, you slide it in with those rails going in parallel again. And as you can see, absolutely no extra space needed. You put your vent system back on, and you reconnect your excess liquid strain, and we have exchanged a composting container. So this is installation option 1, and again, you'd be really only using this if you have real space constriction. Installation option 2 is shown over there. Now with the installation option 2, obviously you've got more space here, and the way you exchange containers here is by opening your latches, undoing your slide lock, pushing this up. It stays up there. Obviously we disconnect vent, disconnect excess liquids, we'll put a bung there, we push this out, put your outer service lid on, the solid lid, let it compost, bring an empty container in, it slides in very easily like that, your lid drops back down, and you put that in, and then you do up your over center latches again. Of course, you reconnect your excess liquids pipe, and Bob's your uncle. you've just exchanged a composting container in installation option number 2. And as you can see, in this option number 2, there's no point in this flange here. So you cut this off, and basically you cut the chute to the length that you require for it to just be able to come out and slide back in without fouling up with a chute. Now the interesting thing is on the other side of the chute, for some pedestals you don't need this taper. You cut the taper off. This is a 250mm pipe, and that goes into a rebate here on your pedestal that allows for the 250mm connection. However, if you have a ceramic pedestal, the throat of the pedestal is a bit narrow, and basically this fits straight over the throat of your pedestal inside the pedestal. So basically this goes up into it, and again it's cut off at the appropriate height. So there's really 3 ways you can use this chute. 2 installation options, 3 ways of using it. Fairly self-explanatory, but basically as was shown with this, if you don't have that slide exchange mechanism the way we have, then you do need the extra height to get that container out, and that's the reason for this way of doing it, so that you know, for tiny homes and things that really have a space requirement sometimes, the Greenloo GL90 system is really the one that gets away with the smallest amount of space, which is unusual because actually it's a 90-litre container. There's some other systems on the market that claim also 450mm space, but be aware of that movement that they need, and they're usually about 65 litres as opposed to the 90 litres here. And that's also the reason for the name, of course, the GL90. The GL55, which we were speaking about before in the first video, has got a 55-litre capacity. The GL90, 2 to 3 people on a permanent basis, or obviously more on a impermanent basis like a holiday home, and the GL55 is 1 to 2 people, of course small, so if it's used for holiday home. In fact, the GL55, we call that our weekender, because that's a popular solution for a cabin in the bush somewhere that you only get to at the weekend, and your 55-litre container is plenty for that. So thanks for watching and putting up with me. I hope this has answered a lot of your questions. If you do have any further questions, don't hesitate to contact us. We're only too pleased to talk with you. You have our phone number, email addresses, you know where to find us. Also our showroom, of course, is open by appointment. So we're looking forward to meeting you. Thank you.